Hello everyone, my name is Anya. Welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am doing something different. Normally for my video, I would record the process of me making outfit, and then while editing, I would do voiceover to talk about what I was doing. But I do have this problem, like it's very difficult for me to talk in front of the camera. So in order to challenge myself and properly combat this issue, I've decided to do a chit chat, and this is like inspired by, I think like back in the days, like 2017, 2016 beauty YouTubers. They used to do this chit chat get ready with me. Like they would do makeup and then like, and just casually having a chat. That is what I'm attempting to do today, but I haven't really decided what I'm gonna call this episode. Probably like chit chat and I don't know, and sew with me, I guess. I'm gonna start things off easy because I haven't been able to really get myself to talk while I'm actually making clothes. Because when I'm like really focused on what I'm doing, I can't really talk. So we're gonna do something easy first and see where this can go. Without further ado, let's talk about what we're gonna do today. Today I am fixing this top right here. This one is from Ivy Park Adidas collection. So this is Ivy Park's very last collection, and after that Beyonce just officially stopped the Adidas Ivy Park line, and I do think it's kind of a pity because Ivy Park has some good stuff. But the problem I think with Adidas Ivy Park collab is that it's way too similar. Like you can visibly see like the same pattern, like same outline, same silhouette just keep coming out, but with different fabric. Like that's the first problem I see. And second problem is that there's certain fabric choice that's just not so enticing in my opinion. First of all, it's not a very affordable collection. I think with the price range, you'd expect, you know, something, I think just generally more attractive. I do really like some of the items. My favorite is the cowboy one. I think the cowboy one is just iconic. And every single denim piece in that collection, I really like. I really want all of them. But obviously I couldn't really get all of them. It was like I would go broke. I have with me like the jumpsuit, the chap, all those are dreamy. And then comes the skiing collection, and I have the brown Ivy Park pattern skirt and the jacket. I think the way they turned Ivy into like a pattern, it was really genius. At the very first glance, I literally thought it was like an African pattern. When I looked in closely, it's actually Ivy. And then fast forward to the very last collection. So I have this bra top, and I do also have the leather leggings. I'm going to show you a clip of me wearing it before we make any adjustments to show you where the problem is. Generally, I think this is just way too tight for me. It feels like I am squeezing myself into a piece of bra top. You know, like back in the days with women, they do this like corset things where they have to like really tie it and then like really pull it from the back. You need two people to actually wear a piece of corset. This feels like a zipper version of a corset. Like I cannot wear it on my own, okay? The zipper in the back right here, I cannot zip it up because it's way too tight and I would break my arm if I were to do it on my own. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a zipper in the back, like there are like dresses with the same mechanism, but this is too tight. And obviously like it's my size. Like as you can see, like I've already purchased it in my size. It's size 12 to 14. I don't know if it's just me or are there any of you having the same issue. So I'm going to try and fix this one with you guys, of course. The initial thought, I am going to take the zipper off, of course. And then I think I'm going to actually turn this into a corset, which means I will punch holes along this line and then use like a black strap, like maybe shoelaces or leather strap to strap the two sides together. Let's get into it. Wish me luck, guys. So I'm gonna have to scoot you guys over here because I have to have my camera up here to record what I'm doing on my table. Let's get to it. So, gosh, I'm really just, I'm so not used to this. Wait, give me a second. Let me fix this. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, first thing first, we're gonna take off the zipper right here, as I mentioned. So we're gonna start doing that. What the heck? Gosh, I can't, oh my goodness. So the tool that I'm using is this, okay, to cut off the threads. All right, let's get started. So it's, what's difficult about this one is that this fabric is really tricky. You kind of need to be careful when you are working with it because it will break very easy if you poke through. So instead of doing it here, where the threads are, you know, more obvious, I would flip it over and do it here in the back. Okay, so we're just taking time, cutting. See, I'm starting to get quiet. I just can't talk. Like when you talk and do stuff, it tends to just like fail. There's no special trick when you're like tearing things off. You just need to go back and forth, you know, doing it in the back and then flip it in the front to like really see where you're getting. When you can't really pull it off from the back, you need to turn to the front, and you know, sometimes it's easier. See? There we go. The stitches are actually not too tight, which makes it so much easier for me to take it out. The starting and the ending part are the trickiest because like they tend to use the most, because it's just normal, like you need to like use extra stitches here and here to like secure the zipper. So it's the most difficult to take off. You need a little patience. Okay, there we go. So this side, the decorative stitch is already taken out, and you see here, there's another line of stitches. So here's another line of stitches, which is where you would use to stitch on a zipper. So I'm going to take that off too. That's a lot easier. So I'm trying not to do too much damage to this fabric because it's just not very sturdy. All right, so one down, one to go. Show this camera as well. One down, one to go. Okay. While I work on the other side of the zipper, let's talk about Cowboy Carter. How many of you have been to the concert? Because I loved it. I loved it so much, and I would really, really like to have some sort of deja vu of the concert. But it's 4 months into 2026, and Mommy Yonsei is not really making any moves. So Mommy Yonsei is very quiet. She is taking her break, I guess. Like in 2024, she released 2 singles, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, and Super Bowl. I think the entire TikTok was like mad. Everybody was like suspecting. I mean, obviously I've stopped scrolling TikTok because I think it eat up way too much of my brain power. It gets me like really fidgety. Like I cannot calm down for like 1 second because there's way too much information. So I've stopped scrolling TikTok. That's one thing. And the other thing is that I think Beehive has gotten calmer. Calmer? I think we've just like let things be right now, and without like keep anticipating or like guessing what's gonna happen next, because you know, Mommy is a woman who never let people really guess what she's doing next. I mean, we would all like to know, but I've stopped just like wanting, like chasing for like information. Beehives in Cowboy Carter Tour, I think we have really turned out. Like we have really like put in a lot of effort, because I've seen the craziest outfit, and it's like so amazing. I think after Renaissance and after like Renaissance tour movie, I think everybody gets the idea now. Like you need to like dress up, you know? And it's so great to see everybody just like be so pretty, so hot, and just so creative generally. And I also see that as like a force of, you know, really pushing myself to not do things safe and do like crazier, unimaginable things, which is great for me. I think like improvement comes from challenge. Like it's really difficult, like being like a YouTuber, like just as being a model, I think it's like a full-time job. Like, oh my gosh, like you have to like make sure the angles are right, make sure the audios are right. And I just not finished filming, but I've started editing one of the shorts that I've made. Like I try to like recreate like a set of photograph, which Connoisseur did in his cowboy outfit, in this like cowboy themed. And my God, I am telling you guys, being a model is a full-time job too. Like it's not easy. Like nothing, like obviously nothing in this world, you know, is easy. You want to do it great. There's always challenges. When you're like actually posing like a model, it's just like this realization that whatever looks easy on camera takes so much work underneath, behind the scenes. So there's like really nothing is easy. Like I don't think acting is easy either. Because imagine like you have to like really merge yourself with the character. Like you have to like on a certain level become the character. And then after filming, you have to like snap right out. That is superpower. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to love someone and then just like the next moment just like close all your emotion, and oh my god, that's like difficult. And then you cannot do it any other way, because the only way that like it's going to look authentic is for you to really get into it. So it is really something. Okay, I'm almost done with this part. Ooh, careful. All right, so the zipper is off successfully. I think I'm gonna keep the zipper because it's quite nice. Look at the zipper head. It says Ivy Park on it. And you see like the front here, it's coated. I guess this is where the price difference is. You have to like custom make the zipper head and you have to coat it. The zipper is off, and I'm gonna clean up extra thread. Since we have successfully removed the zipper, what I'm gonna do now is take off all the excessive threads. This is faux leather. We're not gonna iron this because it's gonna ruin it. We have a little bit of seam allowance to work with. So later on, I'm gonna fold this in and then sew it up. And then I'm going to use my tools to punch holes here. And I think I have leather threads, but it's really thin. So I'm gonna see if that works. If that doesn't work, I'm going to use shoelaces. I'll be right back. Let me fix up my sewing machine. So I'm gonna use this like little clips to stabilize the fabric before I sew it. So make sure you're using these type of clips with one side flat. After we clipped on the fabric, we're gonna run stitches through this line right here, this decorative line you see here. So it has to be exactly where the decorative stitch was, otherwise it would not look so good. So I'm just being really careful right here. As you sew on, you can take off the clips. Oh, wait. It's stuck somewhere. Okay, I know the problem. We're gonna have to replace the foot. Okay, we have to replace the foot because with this like regular foot, we will not be able to move on the faux fabric because it's a little sticky. So we're gonna use this foot instead. Alright, I've stitched up this part, but I kind of want to fold it again and then run stitches over that. Also to make it thicker for my eyelets, because with the eyelets that I have, you have to have thick enough fabric for it to work properly. So I'm going to fold it again, run stitches over it again. Because of this part, it's like really thick. So I'm going to use this to keep the foot stable. It was not a very lovey-dovey process, but yep, there we go, one side done, and I'm going to repeat it on the other side. And we're finally done with these two seams, and next step we're gonna do is to punch holes and put eyelets in, as I mentioned. And I also wanted to mention one thing, is that the reason why I didn't measure how much of a seam allowance that I would need is because I'm turning this into a corset, which means I will have like adjustable space. Therefore, I folded in twice without worrying not having enough fabric. So I'm going to use the silver eyelets that I have here. Locate my, okay, so I will use this hole puncher to punch holes into the bralette first and then put the eyelets in. For eyelets, you need to have hole puncher and you need to have tools to actually set the eyelets. We're gonna punch holes first, but before we do that, we're gonna actually measure stuff now. We're gonna measure the distance in between eyelets. I'm gonna start 1 centimeter. So the first one will be right here. And I'll also measure 1 centimeter here. Because like the marking is not going to last too long, I'm going to straight up punch holes into it first. And we're gonna have to punch a little bit inwards because the eyelets has a little extra diameters. There, I'm gonna punch holes into it so the camera can see it. Okay, there we go. So you can see there's one there. So we're gonna straight up put the eyelets in. For the eyelets, you're gonna push it through the fabric and put the other side on. And then you can do it upside down like this. Fit it into the bottom part using this, and then we're gonna smash it in. There we go. That's one done. Fabric. So we're gonna have to take this one out because I don't like that it's sinking into the fabric, which means it's highly possible that it will break in the future. So maybe we're not gonna punch so hard this time. Okay, that's not good. I take it back. Okay, change of plans. I guess it's too close to the, I don't know, like it's too elastic. So we're gonna have to, I think we have to use the hang sew method because this is way too elastic of a fabric and the eyelets are too stiff. I don't think they work well together. And I'm afraid that if I, you know, because this is a corset, if I pull it in the future, if I do like horizontal pull in the future, like the fabric will break. Either I will have to fully hand sew this, or I'm gonna stabilize it and try it again. If it's not working, then we're gonna have to figure something out. This is the same method that I used when I'm making my belt for my cowboy carter chap, which is in the previous videos. If you're curious of how I made it, you can go check it out. Actually, same way you would stabilize a button eye, which I think is the best way to like stabilize any like holes in your fabric. So if you're, I guess if you're mending something, you could use the same method. Sometimes when I'm pushing the threads through the needle, I use my saliva. Kind of gross. I use my saliva to like group the fibers in the thread together. So that's why you see I do that. Do that a lot actually. I'm not eating the threads. I'm just, I guess, stabilizing it. So it's easier for it to go through the needle. Sometimes the plan in your head just doesn't really work out and you have to figure something out on the spot. I think it also works the same with a lot of the things in life. Like sometimes your plan just doesn't work out and that's normal, right? I think, and like I think what's important is how you cope with it. So I'm going to punch the same size of a hole on the other side, and the eyelets are hopeless. I'm not going to be able to use eyelets, but that's okay. As long as the final results are good, it doesn't really matter. Alright, here we go. Another one. I'm going to try and do better on this one. I think this side's better comparing to the giant hole on the other side. See the differences? Thank God there's like a label here to cover it up. So hopefully that won't be too obvious. Guys, I'm getting hungry. I might have to finish this up later because this cannot be done today. I think you guys are hanging with me though. I think it's definitely a lot better now. I mean, me talking in front of the camera. I need to do this more. I can feel like very obviously that I'm not so stiff anymore when I'm talking. Before, I would get so nervous and then I would just not be able to talk very naturally. Now that I'm doing this video, I feel like I could do better. Okay guys, I'm really getting hungry and I can feel my patience draining. Alright, so that's another one done. You can see. That's 2 done, and we have a couple more to go. I guess I'm gonna do maybe not too much, like 2 centimeters in between each hole. Maybe not. Maybe I'll leave like 3 centimeters. Yeah, I'll leave 3 centimeters, which means in between holes, which means 1, 2, 3 more on each side. That's way more. Okay, 3 more on each side, so 6 more in total. I will do this off camera and I will get back to you guys when I finish this up, and I will definitely show you guys the final look. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this video to this point. If you do like my content, please make sure you hit like and subscribe to my channel so we can hang out more in the future. This is a wrap for the very first episode of Chit Chat and Sew with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.